Hi, Judd here. This is a little intro to my next project, which I'm not sure how much of it I'm going to get to today. I may do it all. I may do none. I don't know. The body's kind of weary, but maybe 10 minutes from now I might be feeling great. The project is this door behind me. It is a mobile home door, an old mobile home door. I think this is a 1986. And the hinges have gone bad. But this has very weird hinges, and they're not really replaceable. And I've been learning about them. Now, I went on YouTube and tried to find somebody who had repaired this, and some people had repaired part of it by putting washers, spacers, to make up for the droop that happens in the hinges. I'll show you in a moment. But there's more to it than that, because the hinges have actually come off the pins, so to speak. And I'll have to explain a little bit about that. So let's go take a look at the door. So there's the door. Now here you see the top hinge. This is in the closed position, and you see it looks like it's an integral part of this tall shaft thing here. And you can see in here there's a big gap there, which there shouldn't be. This should be tucked up right up there. There's little plastic spacers that come with this when it's brand new, but they've worn away. And you see there's a very tiny pin in there. Now, I always assumed that that was a rod that went the entire length of this hollow in the frame, but it turns out that that just extends a little bit into there. So there's very little actually holding that. And as you go down further, the strain gets greater and greater and greater. And you will see, if we keep an eye on that bottom one there, when I open the door, it pretty much, see, it falls right out of there. But believe it or not, the rod is still in there. But it has fallen out. Can you see on the inside of the hinge there, there's a gap. And that's how they get the hinge onto the rod in the first place. You see that? Okay, so there's the problem, is it's fallen right off the rod. So that's what I'm going to try to fix. I'm going to put spacers in, but then I'm going to try to fix that grip on the rod, because what happens is once I've opened it, it falls down and it no longer wants to close. See, it's hitting out on the bottom there. So I actually have to lift the door to close it. And that's a pain in the butt. So the first step is to put spacers in. Well, actually the first step is to remove the door. Okay, just unscrew all the hinges from the door so I can take the door off, so I'm not dealing with that weight as I'm trying to manipulate these little hinges. Then put my spacers in here at the bottom to lift this up, and then I'm going to try, here you can see that gap maybe, and I'm going to try to do something to make that gap grip the rod better. So that is the project, and again, we'll see how far I get with it today or tomorrow or over the next week. But you'll be seeing it all right now, because I'm not going to put any of this up until it's all done. So there you go. Okay, it's a couple days later. Last 2 days had a lot of stressful stuff going on. I didn't get back to this, so we're going to start on the door now. And the first step in repairing any door hinges is to take the door off. So that's where we're going to start. And I'm now going to take the door off the hinges. All right, now the first thing I'm going to do is support the door. A lot of stress on this last screw. There we go. Okay. Screws are out. Now, with the door off, you can see on this hinges. Now I put a white dot on this one here yesterday to see that that shaft does not turn when the hinge turns. And grabbing a pair of needle nose. Okay, that's pretty wobbly in there itself, but you can see this is very wobbly. Okay, you see that almost wants to come out. Okay, so that's not holding anything. So I'm hoping I can squeeze this. Squeeze that shut a little bit more and tighten that up. But first I got to put the spacers under there. And I'm not certain now. On the two repair videos I saw, they said put a 1/4-inch lock washer in there. But that is huge. And I got those and I got some other little ones. I don't like the looks of any of them. So what I might do is try to cut a piece of this off of another section of the door down there where it's not needed, or off the other hinge piece I've got, and use that as the spacer, which would fit just perfectly. So not certain where I'm going at this point, but the next stop is to get those spacers in. This might even be a restart of the whole movie. I think what I've come up with here now is important enough to warrant a good visual and a good explanation. So what I'm going to do, you can see this hinge is in pretty bad shape. Really hanging, lots of play in there, very loose. I can almost pull that out of there, I bet. Yeah, I could. And I did the one above it and that was successful. Contrary to what I saw in some other videos, I'm using number 8 washers. This is a package of nuts and washers, but number 8 washers. These, the hole is smaller and the outside is bigger than a regular 1/4-inch washer. So these have worked out nicely. And what I've done is, using my Dremel, I have cut a slot in each one in order to get them on there. And that slot is just slightly smaller than the shaft it's going over. So I have to force it on, but it'll keep it from slipping off very easily. Now the other thing I'm doing is tightening up the grip of the hinge on the shaft, which I think is the most important thing. It tightens in 2 ways. One, compression across this direction, and then compression this way, which closes up this big gap right here. That's the big problem, is that gap is almost as big as that shaft. So it just really wants to come out of there. So I'm tightening up in 2 directions. Now first I'm using the vice grips to tighten up the short side. Now I'm going to press this way, and to do that I need to use one of these clamps. And we're just going to have to tighten up. And now we're going to put some washers in there to get that up and riding where it wants to be. Grab it with my needle nose, insert it there. I will hold it in place with that, and then we're going to hammer it on. Remember I said that opening I cut was a little bit smaller than the shaft. There we go. Okay, that popped it on and it's not going to slip off. That's good. Okay, got that? Now we'll go down to the worst one here. Oh, and this one actually will come off. Look at that. You see that? Boom, there we go. Okay, that's actually handy. Okay, see there, you can look in at the end of this and see how it's worn and how this gap has opened. Okay, so that's what we got to close up, but we don't want to do so in a way to break it. See, it's also very worn along here. Okay, wow. Wowzer, wowzer, wowzer. Yeah. Okay, so, wow. So you wonder why my door was drooping. Look at that, huh? That's amazing. Okay. So when I get that on there, first we're going to go up above. Oh boy. Wow, this baby is really shafted. Oh yeah, look at that close up. Wow. I might have to go along this whole pipe and clean this up. This is all spread. Wow. Okay, see now already I can't take that out anymore. Okay, there, again, boom. Let's close this up a little bit more here. Wow, this is awesome, baby. This is awesome. Jack of all trades is back. Working on mobile homes is very, very different than working on regular homes. I never dealt with mobile homes up in Boston. I dealt with 17th and 18th century plumbing. Not this stuff. Wow, look at that. Look at that, huh? Okay, now I still got to close up this way because I want to. Wow. I'm happy. I'm happy. This is good. There we go. Wow. Look at that, baby, huh? Boom, boom, boom. Ha! Okay. Oh, we still got the very top one to do, which I probably won't bother filming. We'll get this one pinned or washered. Okay, so I got my opening addressed to the shaft, and I'm holding it in place with the hinge and the bottom support, and just a nice little tap into there, and you can see now it's sitting on that shaft, and it won't come out. Good. There we go. Look at that. Woohoo! Okay. I'm going to do the top one, and then we'll pick this up when I put the door back on. Absolutely perfect. That just saved me $200 for a new door. It's been drooping for 19 years, which actually tells you something about how long it will stand up. I mean, those hinges were bad for 19 years. I mean, they got worse over the time, I'm sure, but they still hung in there, so that's pretty damn good. And this is fitting and closing just perfectly now. I've never been able to do this. Never. I've always had to lift it from day one. When I first got here, I had to lift it up over the threshold. So that's just beautiful. No squeaking, no drooping, no dropping off the hinges. I am thrilled. I'm thrilled. So there you go. That is how you fix the hinges on a mobile home door. You're welcome. Happy day to me. Happy day to you.